So for months, we have watched VeryDarkMan fight battles from the social media to the streets and different states in Nigeria and even the courtroom. So I've been thinking, what if the best way for VeryDarkMan to win on every side is for Vincent Martin's old state to completely disappear? Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Luchisam and this is Luchis Journal. So today we'll be talking about why VeryDarkMan needs to disappear, right? Wait a minute, before you throw stones, I would also be sharing 10 lessons that I've learned from VDM's movement over the years, right? And you know this journey is all about self-growth, self-development, and we discuss life issues in between. So without much further ado, let's just dive right into the video. So in this video, I've broken down the entire strategy that I've learned, and the most important and shocking lesson of them all is, for VDM to succeed on every side, he has to be permanently cancelled as a normal human. For me, I feel like this is the ultimate sacrifice, given the path that is taken, given what his movement stands for, and what his vision is. I'll be sharing the 10 lessons that I've learned from the VDM's movement and the dark side of consistency, and also the price that you have to pay to become a high-end influencer and a national voice. So the first lesson is the cancellation of anonymity. Yes, that's just the bitter truth. The truth is, if you want to be a public figure, especially tolling in this kind of movement, if you want to be the national voice, if you want to be on a public platform, you should be willing to cancel your right to your private life, because everybody will now begin to have a say in your private life. You just can't eat your cake and have it. That is the one sacrifice you have to pay to become a public figure, to become the people's voice. Because believe it or not, VDM's power comes from transparency, his integrity, and always being in people's face, right? So with that kind of life, you don't expect the public to keep quiet and not wanting to interfere in your own private life, which means your private life, or the right to your own private life, will completely disappear. And if care isn't taken, your personal flaw will automatically become the public ammunition, right? So this is where you have to ensure that once you are a public figure, once you realize that you are in people's face, or once you intend to take that path, be ready to censor the kind of things you say, the kind of life you live, because automatically your life won't be just yours anymore. It becomes the people's life. Right? And everything you say, everything you do, whatever it is, people will have a say, right? Because it will look as if you're living for them. So the summary of this is, before you told this path, ask yourself, are you ready to trade your privacy for total influence? And when I mean your privacy, I mean all of your privacy for total influence. Are you ready to let people come into your business? Are you ready to let people talk about your business? Are you ready to let people see your flaws and bash you, right? Because one thing about the social media is, whatever you do, they are going to talk, even if you're their savior. I mean, when Jesus came to earth, the people practically crucified him, forgetting all of the good things that he has done. Right? So are you ready for all of these things? If you are not ready, if your mind is not built solidly enough to withstand all of these things, then I'd suggest that you adjust your ambition, right? Because like the popular saying, you can't eat your cake and have it. There is always a price to pay for everything. So the price you have to pay for total influence, the price you have to pay for being the nation's voice, is selling your privacy. Like, you won't have any private life. You might just be at a corner trying to be human, trying to enjoy your little privacy, and there will be someone, and there'll be a paparazzi by the side capturing the little moment you're trying to savor. So yes, immediately you tell yourself, I'm taking this public figure line, I'm taking this line to be an influencer, I'm taking this line to be a voice at anything online. Your private moments won't be yours anymore. Your privacy won't be yours anymore. Everybody and anyone will want to have a say in your life, because at this point they'll feel like, yes, you're a public figure, so we have a say in your life, so we own you, right? So ensure that you prep your mind for all of these things before you go into it, right? So moving on to the second lesson. So the second lesson I've learned from this movement is the power of single topic branding, right? So going back in retrospect, we can always remember that when VDM started this movement, it started with his black singlet signature and his pure water, although over the years he has metamorphosed, right? But at least from the get-go he had its signature, right? So the thing is, what is your signature? What is that thing that when people see you, you're going to like ring a bell? Or whenever I want to hear an opinion about something, or whenever I want to know the truth about anything, let me check out this person says the truth. Whenever they need a say on anything, be it self-development, be it you to grow, be it personal branding, whatever it is, they remember you, right? Because over the years you've built a voice in that angle, right? Before diving into the public domain, ask yourself, what is my signature? What is that thing that people remember me for? Or even if you don't figure this out at the beginning stage, as you grow, right, ensure that something sticks. It's not that you do this tomorrow you do another thing, next tomorrow you do another thing, right? Stick to a brand. There is nothing that is as priceless as a brand, you know, something that people will remember you for, something that when people see you, you come to mind. Even though they are scrolling, they see that and be like, oh, this is this person, because it is something that you've built over the years to represent you. All right. So the summary of this is, ensure that you simplify your brand immediately you come into the public face. What is that thing that you want people to see and remember you? What is that thing that you want people to hear and remember you, right? So create a brand. Create something that would stick in people's mind even when they are not listening to you. So that when they hear any hint about you or see you, they'll be like, oh, look at that person that does so and so, right? Ensure that you create a last-longing impression that won't die. So this is something I feel like he has done over the years as well. So the third lesson that I've learned from him that you can also inculcate in your brand, in your personal life, and in your business is be an enemy of ambiguity. Be an enemy of ambiguity. I mean, it's not necessary. Ensure that you are as simple as can be, that even a toddler can understand you. Be simple. Simplicity is sophistication. We don't empower this enough, but that's the truth. Be as simple as you can be, because the truth is people don't have time for unnecessary ambiguous things. People want things that will make things easier and easier for them. All right, so they can't just be coming to your page and you're giving them work to go and start searching for the meaning of what you're saying. I mean, they came to you, to your page, to your video, whatever it is, for them to gain clarity. So instead of you to give them clarity, you are giving them more work. So they'd rather go to anyone or any page or videos that is going to make things easier for them and stick with that person, because you're making life more easier for them. I mean, believe it or not, it is already stressful on its own as it is right now, right? So they are looking for things. Everyone is looking for things that will make life easy. I am looking for things that will make life easy for me. I won't be going to anything that will make life difficult for me, right? I want simplicity. To me, it's simplicity over anything. I'm a soft girl, so I need a soft girl life, right? So inculcate this in your brand as well, or in anything that you represent or any business that you're building. Be the enemy of ambiguity. It doesn't pay on the long run. So sensing it from VDM's life, you can always remember that over the years that he started this movement, in all of his videos, it's always straight to the point, right? He cuts away the nuances and things that does not represent the brand as it represents. He goes straight to the point. He doesn't use any passive language or passive words. He just goes straight to the point. And I feel like that is why he was even able, or he has been able to capture the attention of people and build a strong movement, because it goes straight to the point, using relatable words, relatable terms, relatable stories, right? Because the truth is, people will relate more to you if you're sharing things that are relatable to them, right? If what you're sharing is not relatable to them, or they can't relate, they won't tune into you, because they'll be like, this one is speaking foreign to me. I don't understand you, bruv. I don't understand you. So they'll prefer to go to people that speaks the language that they understand, right? Using the scenarios they understand, using the simple words they understand, using the story that they relate to, because they'll be like, oh, this is my brother, oh, this person understands me. Right, so this is something I feel like you can inculcate in your brand, inculcate in your life, inculcate in your business. Be the enemy of ambiguous things that is difficult to understand, things that are difficult to understand, things that are complex. Go for the simplicity. All right, so that when people see you, they'll realize that, oh, this is someone that understands me, this is someone that I can relate to, and they'll stick to your channel, stick to your brand, stick to your business, stick to whatever product that you're given. Because in all honesty, if you're being serious, people most times buy into emotions. We are humans, don't blame us. People buy into emotions. If you can evoke people's emotion, trust me, you're going to buy their attention, you're going to buy their love, you're going to buy their solidarity, you are going to buy their attention. So how about if you've been doing it the wrong way, you just move in the direction of trying to buy people emotion more, trying to evoke people emotion more, trying to trigger people love. So trying to bring people to realize that I relate with you, I feel you, my man, I relate with your pain, bruv. Let's do this together, right? Because it triggers a sense of brotherhood and sisterhood, as the case may be. All right, so the summary of this is, when you define the purpose of what you intend to go for, or the Goliath, using that term, in your niche, when you define the need of people, using emotions, using the relatability in your words and your actions, people will rally around you, people will come to you, people will form a stronghold behind you, people will love you. That's just the truth. Define what people want, right? And be the problem solver, be the middleman. Trust me, you will gain more than you'd imagine, right? So moving on to the next lesson, the next lesson that I've learned over the years from the VDM's movement is the shared enemy principle. This is like a follow-up from the previous ones, right? When people are able to relate what you're bringing to the table, right? So you get the enemy or the need, as the case may be, both in business, of a particular group of people. For instance, you come to a community and you realize that this community, they don't have light, they need light, right? So how about you look for means on how to solve the problem of that light? Trust me, with its vision as strong as that, given that this is a need that a lot of people want, they'll rally around you to give you all the things that you need to get to the goal of achieving the realization of fixing that light. Because I'll be like, oh, this person is very selfless. It's not selfish. He thinks about us. He realized that we need light, and he's bringing himself to help us get this light that we need. Oh, he's a very selfless human being. Let us support him. That is the idea. You're buying into what people need, even if you needed that light, but you're coming from the part of, oh, I'm trying to solve this problem for every other person. Even if you needed light, they will come to you. Okay, so when you're thinking, think problem solving, right? Think selfless actions, because by doing this, you're indirectly being of use to yourself, to the community, and to the world at large. And that's just the truth. In the case of VDM, like we all know, dating back, he has always been someone that fights against the corrupt nature of the system, hypocrisy, and all of those things. And this is something I feel like a lot of people identify with, right? So it came out from the point of, in as much as this affects me, but I'm going to be the one that will bail the cat and ensure that we fix the things that need to be fixed in this country. All right. So with that kind of selfless thought that he had, trust me, he was able to capture a lot of people because they felt like he was fighting a selfless cause. All right. So ensure that in all that you do, but in business, whatever it may be, that you employ the principle of the shared enemy. Right. When you have a shared, what's it called now? When you have the vision of getting what the enemy of the people, and making it your own personal enemy, trust me, people will support you to get to any zenith you intend to get to in that angle, because I'll see you as the Messiah that has come to save them from this shared enemy. All right. So the next lesson from this is the principle of speed versus the polish trade-off. In simple terms, it means prioritizing speed, action, to wanting to be perfect before you do what you're meant to do. The speed, action versus the polish trade-off, which is perfection. All right. We noticed this in VDM's case, and I feel like this is something we can also inculcate in our lives, right? He wasn't waiting to get everything perfect. Immediately he comes to his head, immediately he sees a problem that needs to be solved, he goes into action immediately. And there is something I've noticed even up to date about his YouTube videos, unlike other people and even we on the YouTube platform, that once we create a video, we just want to ensure that it is perfect, want to edit everything to the crisp and clear. He shoots his video and he posts it, and he doesn't even try to edit a thumbnail or all of those things that every other YouTubers struggle to get, right? Because he has already built a brand, he has built a purpose, he has killed the use of ambiguity, he has gotten himself a shared enemy that he has gotten a shared enemy that the people can relate to fight alongside him, right? He has built all of this foundation in place. So in as much as it is good to ensure that whatever it is you're giving to people is perfect and clean, it shouldn't be an hindrance, or it shouldn't be something that will stop you from doing what you are meant to do. Because if you are being honest, most of the things that hold back a lot of people from starting what they are meant to start today is procrastination and the fear of not being good enough. So people have this value or this feeling of, oh, my stuff is not perfect enough, my idea is not good enough, my video is not good enough, whatever it is I want to do right now is not good enough, so people won't get it and they kill that idea. No. Once the idea, I was listening to Gugua, right? Eric Gugua, you might know him, and he said something like, in your 20s, even in your 30s or 40s or whatever, once an idea comes to you, don't sit too long on dissecting that idea. Just go into action. Because the truth is, when we start dissecting ideas so much, we'll start seeing reasons, or maybe negative reasons start pumping in your head on why you shouldn't do it, or why you feel like it's not good enough, or why you feel like you're not able to pull this through. So once the idea comes, start doing it immediately. Because the truth is, there is no first trial that will be perfect. There is no first trial that will be perfect. You have not lived this life before. This is your first time doing it. It's an innovative premier idea it is an innovative premier idea that you're doing for the first time. So don't expect it to be perfect. So don't expect it to be what is wrong with me? So don't expect it to be perfect, right? So for the fact that you're doing it is a good push on its own. A lot of people have ideas that they are shelving or they are keeping in their cupboard, but you took the bold step to do, right? So this is a call to everyone, every business person, every entrepreneur, every YouTuber, content creator, brand influencers, or whatever. Once the idea comes, start doing it immediately. In as much as it is good to create artistically pleasing stuff, right? In as much as it is good to create artistically pleasing stuff. English. So in as much as it is good to create artistically pleasing stuff, it shouldn't be an hindrance to you or for you not to do what you're meant to do. We noticed it with him, right? He was always on the go dictionary, and that was how he was able to groom himself. Yes, because you grow in the place of doing. You can't grow when you're waiting for perfection and you're not doing anything. You grow while doing. So you grow in the doing, not in the waiting. No. So I'll use this an instance. I can't compare my video of now to the first video that I shared on YouTube. I mean, that video, I feel like most of those first videos, does it make me cringe, right? Because I have grown. I've been dishing out content, and in the process, I built myself. I built my confidence. I built my camera movements, my camera appearance, on all of those things. And I'm still not going to be able to compare the video of now to my next video in the next 5-10 years, because by then I would have grown as well. So this is so to say that you grow in the place of working, you grow in the place of doing, not in the place of waiting. So stop waiting till you get all of the perfect things that you need before you start doing. Start doing now. Start showing up now. Start doing all that you're meant to do now. Nobody's waiting for you. Your time is going. My time is going. The time is going. All right. So don't let procrastination or the fear of not being perfect enough steal what you're meant to do now. Okay. So in summary, just identify your 3 calls and post them, share them, give them out on every platform that you can, repeatedly. Do this for 1 year, and trust me, the growth you will experience, you won't believe it yourself. Ensure that you choose do it over waiting for perfection, right? Because perfection, I feel like, is a fallacy, and it's not true, because it depends on what you think perfection is. What matters is that you're showing up. What matters is that you're doing. No one is perfect. Nothing can ever be perfect, because we are all evolving and we are growing every day. All right. This lesson that I've learned so far from this movement is fearless repetition, installing beliefs, you guys. So one thing I've noticed about him over the years is that he constantly hammered on his belief. He constantly repeated the things that he stood for, from censoring the creams, because it started off with creams, and from censoring what people sell out to people in regards to cream, then the politics and the hypocrisy and every other issues around his community, right? And one of the noticeable things that he stood for was that he hammered on the belief, right, on the good Nigerians, good citizens, and all good leadership, and all of those things. And we know his catchphrase that became a trend at some point and still trends in some way, which is "Don't play, you're gonna learn." You're gonna learn the hard way, right? So he repeated his belief, he repeated what he stood for, he repeated his actions, he repeated everything it stood for until it became even a belief to everybody that believed in his course, right? So the truth is, fearless repetition always have a way of moving a message from just being a message in people's mind to a strong belief and vision that they will abide by, right? So the thing is, how have you been repeatedly showcasing yourself in people's mind? How have you been repeatedly showcasing your brand? How have you been repeatedly showcasing yourself, right? And for those that want to be entrepreneur, how have you been repeatedly showing up to build this? How have you been showing up? Right? Because the showing up matters. It is always easy for people to talk and go and sleep, right? But what matters is, how are you showing up? Are you being sincere and truthful to your cause, or it is something that will just eat you as a dopamine boost, and by the end of the day or the next day, it is no more there? So how are you repeatedly showing up? All right. So moving on to the 7th lesson from this movie, the value of scrutiny. Now let's break this. So if we notice, one of the biggest tests, the greatest test in this movement is the constant public and legal scrutiny. It was, we all could attest, because even the last one that sent him to jail, there was a whole movement surrounding that, requesting his release. A lot of people were online chanting, what's it called now, rallies, videos, skits. They even made a movie about him during the time of this last arrest, right? So to inculcate this in your own life and in your own business, ensure that you are transparent. And for you to build transparency and stand on it, that means you have integrity. People can rely on you. People can rely on you. People can vouch for you, right? You can't be building any business, you can't be building any brand without having integrity. And I feel like this is also a core value for him, building integrity. Because in all honesty, in as much as it started with the vision of fighting for the people, what has been able to sustain him so far is still the repeated need for having integrity. So the question is, do you have integrity as a person? In regards to your business, in regards to your brand building, whatever it is you're giving, do you have integrity? Can people rely on you? This is also another highlight on how we need to see criticism, because criticism is bound to come for every public figure, for every business, for every brand, for every personality, whatever it is. As far as you're living and you want to do something different, or you want to do something that a lot of people are not doing, criticism will come. Right now, it now depends on you as a person, how you intend to use this criticism. Are you going to use it as a means to cover yourself and drown in depression? Or are you going to tell yourself, wow, I'm doing something good, that is why they are criticizing me, and use it as a boost to want to even do more? Right? So criticism should be something that will use to boost yourself to do more. It should be like a fuel that will push you to want to do more, and not something you use to drown yourself in pity or depression. So until you get critics, until you get criticized, maybe you're not doing anything good. Yes, maybe. The 8th lesson that I've learned from the VDM's movement that you can also inculcate in your life is the relentless movement. If you are being honest, this group, especially the leader, has seen a lot of setbacks from the arrest, multiple arrests, and like 2 jail terms and setbacks and everything. They keep going, right? They are relentless. The leader is relentless. He keeps going because I feel like he has a vision that is chasing. And he knows that for him to achieve this vision, he's not expecting anything smooth. He's not expecting a smooth journey, because if you're being honest, this is a path that a lot of people are scared to take. This is a path that not many people have gone through, and you want to go through it and you think it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, right? So you just have to have it at the back of your mind that you need to keep going regardless. Because a lot of regardless is going to come. A lot of obstacle is going to come to want to weigh you down, right? Even when Christ was on earth and wanted to die for our sins, a lot of challenges came. The devil didn't make it easy. He was trying all he could to ensure that he wouldn't actualize his goal, not knowing that doing that was even boosting him more to do what he meant to do. And he ended up playing a part in even ensuring that the death came to pass. Right? So all of these setbacks you're going to experience, honestly, because it will come. So prepare your mind for it. All of the setbacks you're going to experience when you're building your business, building yourself, whatever it may be that you want to do, keep it at the back of your mind that it is not going to be easy, right? Put it in your back that regardless of what may come, I won't give up. Right? Put it in your back that you will keep going on regardless. Because the truth is, a lot of people start this journey with us, but the only people that we get to see are the limelight are those that kept going without saying no, that are those that kept going without giving up, right? Regardless of the obstacle, regardless of the arrest, regardless of the talks, regardless of the criticism, regardless of what everyone is saying, are you just seeing the vision? Are you just seeing the goal? Right? Like Christ on the cross, he was just seeing the crown of victory. He was just seeing our redemption. Right? So you just put your goal like on a vision board, mentally, physically, otherwise, and just be envisioning it that, oh, I'm going somewhere. I am not looking or listening to all of this noise. I am going somewhere. And whatever it is that I am going to achieve, that is what I want to achieve. You just have to like develop a thick skin along the way to get to this zenith, to always ensure that you get back up faster than your critics expect you to. All right, don't give them the chance to have the last laugh. Why they are laughing or making look as if they have finished you, get back up and keep going. Because along the line they'll be frustrated. They'll be like, you're trying to push this person down and this person is not going down. Do you understand?
So this is practically all I have for you today on the lesson that I've learned so far from VDM and his movement. Trust me, I won't actually say I'm a fan, and I won't say that I'm not a fan as well. What I do is that I pick people and I get lessons from them, right? So instead of canceling or trying to judge or what have you, I pick lessons from these people, because in all sincerity, There is lessons to gain from everybody and anyone if you listen well enough, if you watch well enough, without having the mindset of always wanting to compete, always wanting to criticize, always wanting to judge. Rather, have the mindset of what am I going to learn from this? Learning from people's history, learning from people's experience, learning from people's mistake, putting it in your life, using it to grow yourself, your brand, your business, so as not to repeat the same mistake and be dwindling. Rather, you're going to use the lessons you learned from them to boost yourself and build yourself. Alright? So if you also have any other lesson that you think I might have skipped, please do well to drop it in the comment section. So I'm going to be seeing you on my next video. And until then, please do take care of yourself. And also, please don't forget to like this video, drop your comments, share this video to as many people that would need it, and also subscribe to this channel if you haven't.